Just before Christmas, a flood passed through the Pinkerton Creek of Quorn.
Some of the locals here say the water hasn't been this high for about 20 years, but it also doesn't take long to flow away either. It took about 20 minutes flowing full like this, and then it's back to just the normal creek, and 24 hours later there's only a few pools of water lying around. It doesn't happen very often, so that might alleviate the drought symptoms a little bit for our trees here, giving them a nice big drink of water.
Although it was good rain, it has not been enough to calm the harshness of the drought. This has kept people wondering whether or not the drought is ever going to break.
The farmers sort of carry the country a bit. We all eat cereals and stuff. We definitely need the rain, and the sooner the better. If there's no feed, the stock are in poor condition, therefore it reflects on the meat, doesn't look as good, it's got no fat on it. In the butcher shop, you have to use a lot of water, and it's just part of the job, unfortunately, because people come around and check us, and if you're dirty, well, you're not going to be in business long. Crazy man with nose, look out. My dog, he drinks rainwater because he don't like the tap water, and I don't blame him, because it's pretty gross.
Oh, he loves his dad, he loves his dad, don't ya?
So I hope somebody in the water department's listening to this. We pay a River Murray levy up here, and we don't even get River Murray water. You know, they grow cotton and rice in Australia, and it's not really, to my thinking, it's things that shouldn't be grown here. They use a lot of water, and that puts strain on the resources that we do have, and we can all pray for the Almighty One up there, if there is such a thing, to be kind and send us a bit of rain. I could influence him if he was here, but he's not. So, but I don't know. They talk about all this other stuff, greenhouse and what have you, and I'm just a butcher, but I'm sure there is ways out there that people are a bit more tuned in than myself, might be able to work on something, and we may get the rains that we need, because we certainly need them. Beautiful, love them.
What do I do personally? I work with camels. I do camel tours and camel safaris throughout the Flinders Ranges here. So that's my livelihood, my life. Just your water and your feed and your daily chores that you would do on a farm. Bit of fencing, building a few yards and looking after animals, your chores and everything. Yeah, it's just the love of the game. It's working with people and working with camels. Meeting new people constantly. Makes it fun. And if I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it. This is probably our last year of the drought. It'll break soon. It's getting closer. We're starting to get better rains. I think put away what you can get, because as it's going along, it's just getting dearer and dearer to where it's just costing too much for anything, water and feed. Yeah, but yeah, storing your water and your feed. If the drought never breaks, I mean, then the whole of Australia, not just Quorn, the whole of Australia is buggered, so is the world. I mean, we need the drought to break, but as I say, the drought we're having today, we had it 100 years ago. It's just cycles, and eventually, as I say, it will break, and when it does, this country will come back beautiful again, nice and green the way it should be, the way the Flinders Ranges should be, nice and green. Have hope. I've got plenty of it. You got to, you work with camels, you got to have hope.
Gary and I have been up here 3 years, and in that time we've had the feeling that there's less rain. We would be putting in a lot more plants if we had a higher rainfall. And of course, when we're in a drought area and it's drier than normal, we don't get as many visitors come through. In the 70s, the trees were a lot healthier than they are now. They're a fantastic feature of not only the park, but the Flinders Ranges. During summer, we'd spend about 3 or 4 hours a day chasing corellas away. They're a pest here because they're not, in their numbers, they're not natural. they'll come along and nip off all the new growth of the young trees as well. We plant plants that are local to the area so that we know that they can survive the conditions. We've created a garden bed here, and these garden beds act as a bit of a sump, and we keep water use to a minimum. So we've found we've cut our water use by about 30% since we've put up signs in the amenities and cabins for people to reduce shower use. I think the best thing that people can do is to think about issues globally and then act locally. Every drop in the ocean makes a difference, and I think that's the key, is that we all do something, then we might be able to help.